Hello and welcome back, fellow bad strategists. We're here again with Shadow Empire. We're in the time of culture. We got a recruit junior card, that's what we wanted. We really want to get... if you get more than one of the same card, I don't think it specifies here. I think it just shows the types of cards you got, so we may have gotten more than one, but it says 2 new stratagems. Yeah, I'm not sure. We may have gotten more than one. Sometimes you do, and it only says you got one, or it only shows the one. We'll recruit a junior, that's a new leader, he's in our reserve pool. We're not paying him salary, if you remember. If we... reserve pool, Tank Jackson. Cap 3 is good. Cap 3 is completely passable and acceptable. 40s are generally pretty high, and they're good. He has an excellent technical rating. However, democracy and commerce. He is bad. He likes the things that we don't like, and commerce is the worst thing for someone to like because it hurts our government, and that's not something we want. Something we also haven't been doing that's maybe worthwhile, especially because this guy's high intellect. We haven't attached our advisor to anyone, so we're going to attach him to the design council.
Sir.
And then after you attach your advisor, always click on the person he's attached to and mouse over relations and look for a penalty. Penalty for friction with advisor, 19. So he likes us 19 less because of the advisor being attached. So we'll attach the advisor and regret using the PowerPoints that way. We've got them encircled, they haven't pulled back their units. There's a new village there that we really want to check out. But they're probably sitting their troops there. They usually try to pull them back when they get cut off. We're recruiting our armor division. 60%, we might actually get 30 tanks right off the bat. See how it is? Nope, we only got 20 tanks. $126. We're 2 IP short of getting more tanks. Well, these guys should be quite strong. We don't have any attachments we can put on them. Sometimes you have cultists, and the cultists are usually good to put on them. Okay, there are Indians in the village. We took out some of our militia. They're spiders. Oh god. Spiders.
We need more firepower, sir.
So our settlement's up to 19 danger. Oh, that's devastating. Oof. Remember how I was saying that danger is the bad thing that will end your game and you will lose because of danger? We can't actually fight spiders in the mountains, though. They have 200 soft attack. Even if we brought our tanks up, which are the only things that probably could bring them down, we can't fight into mountains. We really just have to hope that the arachnids leave, though arachnids tend to be very passive, so if they're sitting on the village, they might never leave. I hate to do it, but we have to prioritize this city, taking this settlement over getting the danger down in our capital, because we actually don't have the means of dislodging a unit this strong. We have to hope they retreat. Oh, we do have light industry though, so that's cool. Our private sector's target was light industry. They're building that now, which is going to increase our industrial production, which will make tanks easier and will make everything easier. And so we'll be able to get this tank force up to strength. Probably 20 is not really enough to move in. Something important to note, even the strongest unit in the game will die if it is if it's a single, what is it, like unit? The smallest unit, a single sub-unit? So this is a battalion of tanks, and a battalion of tanks is made up of 3 or 5 groupings of 10 tanks. Each grouping is going to take hits by itself, right? It's like you never lose 1 tank or 3 tanks, you lose 10 tanks, because that's the smallest sub-grouping. So if this were 10 tanks and we sent it in, the 10 tanks would be receiving 100% of the enemy fire. But with it being 20 tanks, each grouping receives half the enemy fire. And if there were 40 tanks, each grouping would receive a quarter of the enemy fire. So each time you add a grouping, you significantly increase survivability. So we don't really want to send this in until we have more, at least 40, probably. Well, at least 30. 2 is just a bit low. And 1 will get destroyed. You'll find Galactic Republic tanks with armor you've never seen before, and they seem incredible, but they only come in a single grouping, a single subunit, and so they receive 100% of the firepower when they attack alone. It's like, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. If you're receiving 100% of all the attacks coming at you, you're not going to survive even soft attacks. That's bad. You see, down there? We're going to need to break off a militia unit to screen to keep that guy from coming in and busting our supply line or disrupting our settlement. Ooh, we gained bureaucracy and accomplished envoys, but mostly bureaucracy. And a spy. Spies are good. We want them. We definitely want them. So, what we gained, bureaucracy. Boom. Boom. 40% bureaucratic bonus. Oh, such a good trait to start with. We might actually get another fate pack because of that. So that's going to increase our BP output by like 40%, which is pretty good, except it won't affect our bonus BP points, I don't think. Maybe it will, but I'm not certain on that. We're going to drop our guy here. We don't have the recon. We only have 8 recon, so we can't see the enemy unit. He's probably in one of these tiles. But we increase his movement cost if he wants to move through our zone of control. So probably this will keep us safe in our city from him. It's considered 12 to 1. Oh, if I didn't know better, I would send in the tanks right now. We're gonna put 10 more. We're gonna put 10 more in, and their readiness will climb. It's 74 right now. It'll get higher. We want them to have at least 90 readiness, and next turn we might send them in by themselves. This is a new militia unit that appeared. I think I want them to scout the mountains here. We could get a military research council. We could get the economic council. We probably want the economic council. We're coming to the point where we really need to be prospecting. The ruins will give us resources in the short term, but they won't do it much for us in the long term. Also, our food is starting to become an issue, which is worth paying attention to. And honestly, we should throw the spy out there just to figure out what's going on. Success. Good. If the spy doesn't die before our next turn, we will get intel on the area he's in. I've noticed you can send spies into a region and then not get any intel. You can actually critically succeed and not get any intel, and I think what happens is on the turn of the faction that the spy is in the territory of, they roll to detect the spy, and if they find him, they kill him. And so it's very, very bad if you send in spies and then they die and then you don't get intel. So we're just going to hope that they don't kill them beforehand. You can somewhat protect against that by sending in multiple spies, but we only have 1 for now. And we want the intel early, and we're a bit impatient. Private industry finished. That's going to generate like 25, 30, 20 IP. It will generate 20 IP, and it gets disproportionately larger as it increases. So hopefully we get the private industrialist and we can boost it up. But that 20 IP will be very, very beneficial. I really want to send in the medium tanks, but we're going to wait. We're going to wait 1 more turn. I'm not going to be foolish. I'm not going to lose the medium tanks. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I do want to do it, and they're pretty cool. You'll also notice that in this conflict, we've only lost, I think we lost 10 artillery. That's all we've lost. We've lost nothing else. We've been very defensive. This is a good thing. You could have fought this battle and maybe won by now, but lost thousands of troops. Although probably you wouldn't have won by now. Maybe you could have won this last turn by sending in the tanks with everything. Oh, 45 IP. What? Why? Paid 20. Production. Produces 20 and 15 credits. Governor modifies industrial production result with 13%. Produces 45 industrial points. I'm not sure. It's not getting modified significantly enough, but that's 40. Wow, that's a lot of IP. 86. We could push in now. 17 to 1. Okay, we got a lot of issues we need to deal with over here and over here. And 17 to 1 sounds really good. Our odds don't get so much better if we send in the other stuff. We're gonna do an artillery bombardment. Hopefully we hit something.
Fire! Wilco.
Nothing. 17 to 1. They can't penetrate our armor. They're severely entrenched, but they moved out most of their forces. There aren't very many of them here. We'll win this because if... Okay, the reason we're going to win this is because they pulled out those forces earlier, and those forces are sitting up here somewhere. If they had all of their forces, this would be a hard fight. The reason our odds are so good is because they have so few. We have 86 readiness and 50 morale. We're going in. Goddamn. Let's see what happens. The odds calculator doesn't really know what's going on. Oh, this is a pitiful force looking at it now. We were a little squeamish.
Going in.
There we go. The red numbers are kills. We've killed 3 already, and we've scored 7 hits in total. Okay, as our recon went up, we actually can see more of them. That's why there weren't so many initially. See, they've scored a couple of hits on us, and we retreated. That's the main reason armored breakthroughs fail, is because you retreat. That is why Shadow Priests are so strong. You know what caused us to retreat? We received hits, and the hits caused us to retreat. Shadow Priests make it so your units do not retreat as a consequence of receiving hits. Therefore, this wouldn't have retreated if it had a Shadow Priest with it, which is crazy madness good. We reduced them to 50 readiness, half readiness, and entrenchment is down to 37. They're all but gone right now. We're not going to push in. These are bad odds. These are bad odds. Instead, this next turn, we're going to take our high 51 experience tanks. Oof. We're gonna boost the strength of our main tank by we're gonna add another 10 tanks to that. We're gonna push in next turn, and we should wipe them out. You'll notice our readiness dropped to 50, our morale dropped to 48. We're also gonna make sure we have enough fuel, because our fuel's kinda low.
Wilco.
We don't want to spend too much industrial production. We might not reinforce this tank unit to a full 50. We might keep it at 40. And we need an economic council director. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? As soon as we can, we're gonna grab an interior council,
Yes, sir.
because we really need to just replace our leaders. As for our economic council, we don't care about economic policies. We do not care about them. We do care about prospecting. We want to be more focused on discovery than we are on research, because we can't research until we've discovered, and we haven't discovered anything yet. So initially it's better to have a higher discovery focus. And prospecting will find resource deposits, which we do care about. It's not the same as archaeology. You do not find relic sites from prospecting, as far as I can tell. I think it's the governors that find relic sites. 45% prospecting
Yes,
should be
sir.
fine. We'll do that. Our spy reported this info to us. Important to note, this region is a spider region. I think spiders basically have their own region. Which means basically there's just spiders there and not much else, which means we don't have much to worry about. The fact that there are spiders there means we shouldn't really be too afraid of it. On the downside, we really can't fight spiders, and our danger is getting pretty high. What we might consider doing... I don't know that our tanks will have the engine power to climb this mountain. We might have to design a unit and produce them specifically for fighting these damn spiders. But we'll see what happens. And we will see what happens next episode. That will be all for today. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you when I see you. We'll be back soon.